For online storage, there are many options, from Dropbox to Google Drive to iCloud. All of these have their own issues, however, and by far the most robust way of doing this is to set up a NAS, or Network Attached Storage device. In today's video, I want to show you how to set up a tiny Linux computer in the form of a Raspberry Pi into a Samba file server. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you're on a recent version of Linux. We're using Raspbian, but it's based off Debian. So in our case, we're able to use Stretch as it still has updates received. What you want to do is you want to make sure that inside interfacing options, you've got both SSH and VNC enabled. Okay. Now, next thing you want to do is go Network Options, Host Name, and set it to something. Mine is going to be Thetford 2, because it's the second Thetford server I've had to deploy. Now, you want to go Finish, and you're going to have to reboot. So now, the Pi seems to be restarted. Just got to wait for it to finish what it's doing over here. There we go. So we're now in, we just got to wait for everything to load up. I'm connected via VNC, so it could be a little bit glitchy, but we should be okay. Here we go, so everything's up now. You could technically also do what I'm about to do in SSH, however, I'm going to do it in VNC, so it's easier to show you what you'd have to do on the actual Raspberry Pi itself. So the first thing we want to do is we actually want to run an update. We can now run the command sudo apt-get install samba common bin. So any second now, I'm actually going to get an error. You can see there's no such file directory. It's an error there because of AC/DC, but it does warn you about that above. So we're fine. Okay, so looks like our install is all done. Now what we've got to do is we've got to go sudo make directory. So sudo mkdir dir /home / your username, which in our case is Pi, because we're doing it on a Raspberry Pi, / I'm going to call the folder NAS or capitals. You don't have to, you call it whatever you want. But please remember what you call it so that you can link to it later. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go sudo nano /etc /samba /smb.com. This is the configuration file, and it's probably the most difficult bit, so stick with us. It will get so much easier after we've done this. So what we want to do is we want to go right to the bottom by either tapping the down key or going Control V to go down. There we go, we're down at the bottom now, so now we can go open square bracket. I'm going to call this share NAS. I'm going to go path is equal to /home /pi or your username /NAS. And then we're going to go writable is equal to yes. Create mask is equal to 0775, which gives us permissions. Then we're going to go directory mask is equal to 0775 again, and just make sure that it's not public. Then we're going to go Control X to save, yes, enter, and we're done. Now all we have to do is we just got to go sudo smb password -a, then the username, which as I said, in our case is pi. I'm going to put a password in here. Don't worry about it. You put your own password in. Doesn't have to be the same as the local user on the Pi. However, that would make it easier. I'm going to do a different password in this case, but we should be okay after that. So now we've added the user Pi to it. Now all we have to do is we got a sudo systemctl restart smd. Now, if you're wanting to access this file server outside of your home network, bit of a hassle with port forwarding, and because every router has different settings, I'm not going to explain that in this video, I'm afraid. However, if you do want to do this, there will be a resource out there, and you can probably find it on Google. So all you really have to do is just open your port 445 over TCP, and you're done. But so that is it for this vid. Thanks for dropping in. If you disliked it, you know where to go. But if you enjoyed it, hit like, make sure you subscribe with noties on, and we'll see you in the next one. Did I say AC/DC? God damn it.